I'm Wit Tuttell. I'm the director for Visit North Carolina, the State Tourism Office. Excited to be here and talk about our program, Outdoor NC. This started last year when we were in the midst of the pandemic, and what we saw was that a lot of people were wanting to get outdoors. They wanted to get outside. They saw it as a safe way that they could help deal with this and enjoy those great natural assets. Now, that's a wonderful thing, but the trouble is a lot of those people hadn't been familiar with the outside, the outdoors, and they didn't really know the proper way to experience it. And North Carolina is filled with outdoors. Blue Ridge Parkway to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, to places like Grandfather Mountain, and even on the coast with our national seashores at Cape Lookout, Cape Hatteras. We've got great outdoor activities for people all across the state. But those beautiful places, as I like to say, Mother Nature is beautiful in North Carolina, but she's also fragile and she's dangerous. So we wanted to make sure when people got out there, many of them for the first time, that they experienced the outdoors in the right way, that they did it in a safe way for the outdoors and for themselves. We wanted to make sure that we preserved our natural scenic areas across the state for future generations, and also made sure that everybody who was getting out there had a good experience, had an enjoyable experience, had a safe experience. A great place to go in North Carolina mountains is Grandfather Mountain. But if you go at the wrong time, and if everybody goes there at the same time, you're not going to have that great experience of going across the mile-high swinging bridge, of seeing the beautiful vistas in the Blue Ridge, of being able to experience this wonderful natural area without being surrounded by people and having it hurt the experience and also hurt the area. If there's too many people on a trail at the same time, you can destroy a lot of the plants, the flora, and the fauna that are so important to this area. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park has more biodiversity than any other place on Earth. And so it's really important that we keep that so that not only can people see it right now, but they can see it 10 years from now. They can see it 20 years from now. So that was really important for us, and we needed a way to communicate that. So we were fortunate to be able to partner with the folks from the Leave No Trace organization, because their principles were very similar to what we were looking for, and they already had an established format that we thought we could take to our audience and really highlight the outdoors and highlight the right behaviors, not in a way that seems preachy or that is over the top to people, but to show them that there's a reason to do this, that it's important for you. You don't want to get too close to a waterfall. If you're in the land of waterfalls in North Carolina, there's about 500 waterfalls there. They're incredibly beautiful. But if you get too close, they can be very dangerous. So we wanted people to know that they had to treat it the right way, that they had to make sure when they went for a hike at Mount Mitchell, which is the highest mountain in the eastern United States, you need to bring some water because you're going to be doing some inclines and some declines. And that's hard work. And if you don't think about it, or you just bring in a couple of cans of soda, you're going to be wanting to toss them somewhere. That's not what we need in the outdoors. And it also can be dangerous for the wildlife that's in that area. So it was really important for us to work with Leave No Trace to get their standards out there, to tell people to do the right things, to be very careful to where they go, when they go, what they bring, how they act, how they behave, how they deal with the animals, with the wildlife, how they deal with the wild situations that you're going to find. Because there's amazing things to see and do in the outdoors in North Carolina. And you're going to find them, and you're going to get in those situations. And you may see a bear, you may see an elk, so you can see all kinds of crazy things. And you really need to know how to deal with that for their benefit and for yours. So we were really proud to work with them. We're excited about all the things they can do. We also wanted to talk about seasonality because everyone knows about the Blue Ridge Parkway and everyone knows about the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Those are tremendous things to go and see. But there are also 40 parks that are state parks in North Carolina that have many similar hiking spots, similar views, and are beautiful and great experiences as well. And you can go to them at different times and get a better experience because you're not having everybody go to the same place. So we wanted to show the seasonality, that there were places people could visit throughout the year and not just at that time when everybody's out of school and it's the weekend and it's 4th of July and everybody's going to get outside. So we wanted to stress that there are plenty of wild, beautiful places in North Carolina, that there are plenty of ways to see them in healthy ways. We also wanted to get some exposure out for some of the smaller places that people don't know about. Highlands Hammock, Raven Rock Park, places like that that people hadn't experienced in North Carolina that were just as beautiful as a place that everybody's gone to, like a Blue Ridge Parkway or a Sliding Rock. You can get that great experience somewhere else. So that's all part of Outdoor NC. We really wanted people to experience the best of outdoors and the best of North Carolina in a healthy, safe way that keeps outdoors available for people in the future. I'd also like to highlight that Outdoor NC isn't just about the North Carolina's mountains and coast. There are fantastic outdoor attractions throughout the state, including in our urban areas like Charlotte, Raleigh, Winston-Salem, and Greensboro. They have a fantastic selection of parks and activities where you can do hiking, you can do biking, you can do kayaking and canoeing, all sorts of activities. So you don't really need to get all the way out to enjoy the true beauty of North Carolina's outdoors. There are plenty of urban areas, urban parks that are just as exciting and fun to go see, that are just a quick trip from wherever you are at your destination in North Carolina. What I really like about Outdoor NC is that it helps our international visitors, many of them who know the big national parks, the national seashores, but they haven't heard about the other great sites that we have throughout the state, our fantastic state parks, and even protected wild private areas that are great experiences for people to see. Outdoor NC gives people a chance, if they're not very familiar with North Carolina, to really get to know what are those great special places and what are the best times to visit them throughout the year, so that if you can only come during a certain time, we can tell you what is a great place to go to get that outdoor experience and not have too many crowds and not have a bad time or experience while you're there. So we're really thrilled about how this is going to help international visitors get a better experience when they come to North Carolina and throughout the South. We're really thrilled to do the Outdoor NC program and to work with the Leave No Trace Foundation. We share 7 principles that I think everyone needs to know before they go into the outdoors. I'm going to go over them with you. The first key is to plan ahead and prepare. You have to be very careful when you go out into the outdoors to know what you're getting into and to be able to react to what's going to happen out there. That's a key to keeping people safe, and that's the first principle. The second principle is to travel and camp on durable surfaces. It's really important for the flora and fauna of the outdoors to be preserved. And if you go off the trail or if you pitch a tent in the wrong area, you can do some really serious damage that has a big impact on a natural area. So we want to make sure everybody does that. The third part is to dispose of waste properly. It's very important to bring out anything you bring into the wildlife, into the outdoors. It's also important that when you do dispose of your waste, that you do it in a proper way that doesn't do more damage to those areas. The fourth principle is to leave what you find. It's really important. We all love great souvenirs, but you really have to just take pictures and come back with those memories. Those are the best souvenirs. Everything that's out there in the outdoors in the NC has a reason to be there, and it's important to the ecosystem that it stays. So we want to make sure you do that. The fifth aspect is to minimize campfire impacts. We all love a great campfire. It's one of the great parts about being in the outdoors. But fire can do a lot of damage in the outdoors, and it needs to be treated properly and be very careful with that. Really important thing to do, the sixth principle, is to respect wildlife. It's their home, not ours, that we're going out to visit, so you want to treat them with the respect that they need in their home. It's also important for your safety to do that. Because those wild animals are wild animals. They look beautiful and pretty, and some of them are really cute, but they are all wild animals. So you want to be careful of that. And then the last principle is to be considerate of other visitors. We really know that everybody likes to get out into the outdoors, and we all want to experience it, and we all want to have a great time. And sometimes more of us come than we think. We have to really treat each other with the kindness and respect that we would hope to have to be treated. So that way we're all in it together. We know it's our nature to love the outdoors, and if we all try and have a good time and spread ourselves out and be prepared, we'll have a wonderful time enjoying the outdoors in NC. For more information about Outdoor NC, you can just go to outdoornc.com, or you can search on social media at #OutdoorNC. We were really fortunate in that our great group of partners, everyone from state parks to national parks, the federal folks, the Wildlife Resources Commission, and lots of local tourism officials, all joined together to help us promote the Outdoor NC message with the hashtag on social media of #OutdoorNC. we really think it's in your nature and it's in everyone's nature to want to be outdoors and to want to do it the right way. So we look forward to seeing you at the outdoors in some park in North Carolina or throughout the South. It's a great spot for a road trip, and nothing will make you happier than taking a road trip through the South and getting to see some outdoor NC.